Okay, guys, this is a quick update. And listen, this is no joke. Something's going on here in my room with my equipment. It's like a directed buzzing, super high pitch, like dog whistle. And I've been getting these headaches for the past 2 days. And I'm like, what the hell? And I noticed there's like a ringing in my room. I'm like, what the heck? And so I left my room for a while and my headache went away. This is where I do all my computer stuff. My headache went away. And I'm like, that's weird. And so I came back in here and I was in here for a while and I started getting that really bad headache again. And I could hear this audio just super high pitched just high pitched timbre sound, just like pure sound. I was like, what the heck? And so this all started up when I started working on this train thing. Um, I talked to my son and I walked in here. I told him, check this out. Tell me if you notice anything weird. And he walked in. He's like, yeah, I can hear it. So something's up. I mean, I don't know if there's some kind of a sound wave coming through my computer, whatever it is. I'm gonna take some of this stuff down, and I've had I don't know how many attempts today to come through my computer from unsecured attack source that was blocked, that said it was trying to access my computer 4 times today. And so I'm like, wait a minute, something's up. I just walked back in this door. I want to give you guys a quick update on this train thing. Watch this. So I'm going to do this update on the train thing, and then I'm going to I will have the tip of the spear video coming up soon, but I'm not going to do it from where I'm sitting. So anyway, watch this. Okay, you see this? Okay, I showed you all this article. The railroad crossing where a train carrying Republican lawmakers struck a trash truck is equipped with two advanced warning signs, two roadway arm gates, two mounted flashing lights, as well as a bell to warn of the approaching train. Really? Whatever. Watch this. As you read this article, and those details are included in a U.S. Department of Transportation inventory form dated January 3rd. Who cares? Warning, describing the warning system at the crossing near Crozet, Virginia. I showed you everything about Crozet. Cannibalism, and the flag is a spear tip with two upside down intersecting V's. I already showed it to you. Go watch the other videos. Look at this. It says, according to the report, 3 freight trains pass through the intersection during the day and 2 at night on average. The reporter says passenger trains don't go through very often, an average of less than 1 per day. The maximum speed of the trains crossing the intersection is 60 miles per hour. Now watch this. One incident report filed by the CSX. By the way, guys, I'm hearing this piercing noise right now in my head while I'm doing this video. Piercing noise. And I'm going to finish this video though. One accident reported by CSX Transportation in 1999. Hey, let me look at y'all for a sec. Who gives a rip about a train accident in 1999 is part of the article. That's nuts. Really, one accident report filed by CSX Transportation in 1999. Look at it upside down. 666 said a train hit a vehicle that was struck between the rails and the crossing, like it was trapped. It was trapped between the rails and the crossing. No injuries were reported. There was damage to the train's engine and the vehicle, which was driven by a 70-year-old woman. I mean, look, seriously, who cares? I mean, don't you think that's just ultra bizarre? Just wait what I got to show you. Watch this. Driven by a 70-year-old woman who got out of her car before it hit the train. So 70 is the number. 70 is a pretty big number. Has a sacred meaning in the Bible made up of factors of two perfect numbers, 7 representing perfection because they've gotten their new race, and 10 representing completeness and God's law. As such, it symbolizes perfect spiritual order carried out with all power. It can also represent judgment. Do y'all remember that 300 posters I showed you from the airport the other day? There's big signs in San Antonio that has the number 3 and then the 2 zeros on this lady's eyes, and it says 300 looks great on you. What does 300 mean? The Spirit of God. So perfect spiritual order carried out with all power. So this spirit is literally using humans as a host body system to do these. Now watch this. 1999 like we care, which is 666. A 70-year-old woman like we care, meaning of 70, perfect spiritual order carried out with all power. Now let me show you the FBI memo. Watch this. Watch this. FBI memo. The FBI thrusts its low-key director squarely into the public eye. Low-key, interesting. And potentially into the crosshairs of the president. I showed you the thing with the Kennedy deal. I showed you on that last video, Kennedy. He was shot on the tip of the spear. That's where he was murdered. Look at this. Wednesday, when it issued a statement declaring the Bureau had grave concerns. So you got crosshairs of the president, grave concerns, with a not yet GOP memo that questions the basis of to surveil a former Trump campaign advisor. Guys, I'm not kidding. I'm having trouble reading because of this piercing noise in my head right now. Watch this. So here is the FBI note. Look what it says. With regard to House Intelligence Committee's memorandum, the FBI was provided a limited opportunity to review this memo the day before the committee voted to release it. As expressed during our initial review, we have grave concerns about material omissions of fact that fundamentally impact. Now watch this. What day was this written on? This was written on, this article, or this thing from the FBI was published here on January 31st, 5:37 p.m. That's when this article was published, but the memo came out before that. Watch what the train crash thing says. We were on our way to West Virginia and there was a sudden impact. FBI note. FBI note. We have grave concerns about material omissions of fact. What, like a bunch of Republican senators? That fundamentally impact the memo's accuracy. Really? Is this kind of like openly saying that you guys are going to impact those people that were associated with bringing this memo to the general public? Is that what's up? That's kind of weird that it says fundamentally impact, and then the train crash is the next day. We were on our way to West Virginia and a sudden impact, a loud noise was jolted. If you read this through this article, it says impact repetitively. Look, Senator Jeff Flake of Arizona described feeling a big impact. Sudden impact. Sudden impact. FBI letter. In the FBI letter, right here, fundamentally impact, and by Mount Zapotosky. I'm sorry.
During the Age of Aerospace, explorers define the impossible. Watch the Age of Aerospace.
Oh my gosh.
To experience interactive content and discover more than a century's worth of groundbreaking innovations. Brought to you by Boeing.
What the heck just happened?
Casualty incident, level 1, train versus truck.
Just outside Charlottesville, Virginia at 11:20 this morning, a garbage truck split in two.
Where's that coming from?
Amtrak train carrying hundreds of Republican
Split
members of
in
Congress,
two.
spouses and children on the way to a policy retreat at the Greenbrier Resort.
I personally was sitting and just felt a very strong jolt, which shocked everybody.
I don't even know where this is coming from.
The House Speaker Paul Ryan were not hurt. But outside, lawmakers, several of the medical doctors, rushed to try and save the men riding the garbage truck.
I can't find a pulse, Dr. Rowe can't find a pulse, so we started CPR.
Guys, this just started on its own. This just started on its own. I know that sometimes those things just will start up, but I wasn't even on that page. Weird.
Died at the scene, another in critical condition.
So they were working on the man that was injured for quite a while, and for about 20 minutes, but he was breathing, obviously a very serious condition.
After the crash, Amtrak said 2 crew members and 2 passengers were taken to the hospital with minor injuries. Authorities still investigating what caused the crash, but on board, initially there was fear.
And at first we didn't know. A lot of people, I think, thought the worst. Maybe there had been an attack on the train, but I think right now everyone's pretty confident about what happened.
For some, it was eerily familiar, recalling the terrifying Republican congressional base.
I mean, you gotta be kidding. They're recalling this. This just came up. They're recalling the guy shooting GOP members. They really recalled that? A guy shooting the GOP members. And in this thing, this article, crosshairs of the president, impact, that's insane. Fundamentally impact the train, impact. The word impact's all over this article. That's crazy. Heads up, folks. 70-year-old lady, 666. What's so important is this. Let me get back to it. What's so important is understanding this. This is what's, oh my gosh. Every time I start talking, what I'm trying to tell you, look what happens. Here's what's important. 666 has said it's come to its perfect completion. Here's the message. 666 says it's reached its perfection of spiritual perfection, running everything. That's just nuts. Like it's cannibalized the other spirit. That's why it happened. That's why it happened in Crozier. Now my freaking recorder's not working right. This is crazy. Now my equipment is malfunctioning. I'm having my equipment malfunctions. I'm having lots of loud noises go off and other videos playing without me initiating it. I have my computer saying it's being attacked and it's trying to block attacks from other sources while I'm trying to report on this. So I'll make this one quick. I'm done.